ahead and start the recording and read the waiver. At the end of class, I'll stop the recording, and if you guys want to talk to me or ask any questions, I'd love to talk to you, so feel free to stay. In order to make these classes as freely accessible as possible to our participants, we will be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of class. Participation in this online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury. By participating, you assume the risk of injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure that you have moved nearby furniture and other potential hazards. If you are participating in yoga class or class that involves lying on the ground, we recommend using a mat, or if you don't have one, a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to stop, or if they experience pain or injury and should seek appropriate medical advice and care as needed. William Mary Health and Wellness strongly recommends that each participant have an annual physical examination and follow the healthcare advice of your provider before participating. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started in child's pose. Just making yourself comfortable on your mat. And as always, I have the chat open on the side, so if you ever can't hear me, please say it in the chat so I'm not just talking to no one. So bringing your big toes together, knees wide, melting your chest down towards your mat, letting your hips come back to your heels, really spreading those fingertips wide. Just coming into your breath here. Notice where you feel those inhales and exhales in your body. Trying to bring that movement from your breath into your lower belly, expanding and contracting it with every inhale and every exhale. My 9-pound dog makes me super tough. Taking one more breath in here. One more breath out. Starting to walk both your hands over towards the right, pressing your left hand on top of your right hand. And then coming back to center, going over towards the left, pressing your right hand on top of your left hand this time. Coming back to center, and then coming up to tabletop on your next inhale. With your shoulders right above your wrists and your hips right above your knees, spreading those fingertips wide, really pulling your core up and in here. When you look through your thighs, you should be able to see your feet. They're right behind your knees. And then start to drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, look up towards the sky for cow. And exhale to cat, looking towards your thighs, rounding your spine. Good, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Good, coming back to that neutral spine, start to extend your right arm up towards the sky. And then bring it through for thread the needle, bringing that shoulder all the way down to the ground. You can extend that left arm in front of you, or you can bring it behind your back, rotating your shoulders up towards the ceiling. Still feeling that deep belly breathing. Taking one more inhale here. One more exhale. Placing that left hand down, inhale your right arm up, and then bring it back down to the ground. Same thing, other side. Inhale that left arm up, bringing it through in between your hands, bringing that shoulder down to the ground, extending that right arm forward, or bringing it behind your back. Taking one more breath in here. One more breath out. Placing that right hand down. Inhale your left arm up, and then bring it back down to the ground. Good. We're just going to turn over onto one side. So like we're on one knee and one hand, and bring the other arm and leg up. Coming into gate pose. Good. Now we're going to come up and then stretch over that leg. Good. Coming back down to that variation of side plank, extending your arm over your head, feeling that stretch in your side body. Good. Inhale up and then tip over that leg. And coming back to that side plank. We're just going to do 2 more of these. So inhale and exhale. Good, then coming back down to that side plank. One more time, stretching over that leg. And then coming back down to that side plank, lifting that top leg up, really using that side of your hip muscle to lift your leg up. And then reach around and grab onto your foot with your hand, kicking into your hand for a variation of crossbow. Taking one more inhale here. Exhale, releasing long. And then putting that hand and knee down on the ground. Inhale into cow. Exhale to cat. Coming back to that neutral spine. You guys can just go to the other side, but I'm going to turn around so I'm still facing you. Coming onto your other hand and your other knee. So right now I'm on my right hand and right leg. And then you're going to come up, stretching over that leg. Coming back down into that side plank, stretching your arm over your head. Good. Inhale up and over. And exhale, come down. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Really using your core to make all your movements. Coming back up and stretch over that leg. Coming down to that side plank. Last time, inhale up. Coming down to that side plank, lifting that top leg up, feeling that strength here. And then reach around, grab onto your foot, kick it into your hand. It's okay if you can't grab your foot, just keep reaching for it. You'll get it soon. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, release everything out long, and then place that hand and knee down. Coming into one more cat-cow at your own pace. Good, coming back to that neutral spine, tuck your toes under, and press back to downward facing dog here. Just pedaling out your feet, moving however is comfortable to you. You can move your hips from side to side. Let's pause here for 2 more breaths. And then on your next inhale, coming up onto your tippy toes. And exhale your heels down. Good. Inhale up to your toes. Exhale down. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Looking forward towards your hands, start to walk your feet up to a forward fold. Just letting yourself dangle over your knees here. So your knees have a micro bend in them. You can grab opposite elbows, shake side to side. Nod your head yes and no, releasing your neck and your spine here. Then releasing that bind, inhale, halfway lift. You can press your hands into your shins. And exhale, forward fold. Stepping back to plank, holding here. One nice straight line, pulling that core up and in. Really building some strength in our arms and our core. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down and then bring your body down to the ground. Inhale up to cobra, really using the muscles in between your shoulder blades to pull your chest off the ground. And exhale, lower down. Inhale up to cobra, little bend in your elbows, stretching your lower back out here. And lower down. And then inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Really rolling those shoulders back either way. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Bringing your knees down to the ground, crossing your ankles and rolling back to a seat. We're going to stretch out our neck a little bit here. So bringing our right ear to our right shoulder. Coming up to center, bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Good. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, look down. Then look up towards the ceiling. And again, down to the ground. One more time, up to the ceiling. Good. Coming back to center. Take some shoulder rolls towards the front of the room. And then towards the back. And then take some wrist circles. And switch directions. Shaking out your wrists here. And we're just going to stretch them out a little bit. So bringing your hands down to the ground. Have your fingertips facing towards your body. You can kind of rock side to side. This is stretching out your forearms. And then flip your hands over so your palms are facing the ceiling. Your fingertips are still facing towards you. Coming back up to center. You're going to shake them out one more time. Then we're going to twist towards the right, bringing our left arm across our right thigh. Coming back to center and then twist towards the left, bringing your right arm across this time. Coming back to center, inhale your arms up, exhale through heart center and down. Good, inhale up, exhale down. Last time, inhale and exhale. Good, coming back to that tabletop and back to that downward facing dog, pedaling out your feet once again. Looking forward towards your hands, start to walk up to that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one vertebrae at a time, coming up to standing. Inhale your arms up and exhale down. Good, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to plank, holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing back to that downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and then bend your knee, open up your hip, feeling that stretch in your hip flexor. Pressing your chest back towards your thighs. And then stepping that foot through in between your hands, coming down onto your back knee. Bring both hands inside of your front knee, coming into lizard. Making sure that your right leg is connected to your right arm. Then you can come onto the outside edge of your foot, bring your knee out to the side, and you can start to come down onto your forearms if you would like. You can reach that right arm behind you for a twist, and then if you would like to, you can reach around and grab onto your left foot. Releasing any binds, coming back up to straight arms. Bring your hands on either side of your front foot, pausing here in low lunge. You can kind of move around a little bit, feel where the stretch feels the best to you. And then bring your hands up to your thigh. Clasp our hands behind our back, rolling our shoulder blades together. You can always stay with your hands on the ground or your hands on your thigh. Then start to bring those hands back down. Tuck your toes under and press back to plank, and then back to downward facing dog. Good, inhale that left leg up, bend your knee and open up your hip. Stepping that foot through in between your hands, coming down onto your back knee. Bringing both hands inside of your front foot, making sure that leg is connected to your arm. It's not going out to the side yet. Try to flatten your back here, really pull your chest through, broadening your collarbones. And then if you would like to, you can come onto the outside edge of your left foot, bring your left knee out to the side. And then from here, you can bring your forearms down to the ground. You can also bring that left arm behind you for a twist, and then maybe bind with your left foot. Taking one more breath in here. Exhale, releasing everything, coming back up to that lizard, and then bringing your hand on either side of your foot for low lunge. Pausing here. Then bringing both hands up to your thigh if that feels comfortable to you. Clasping your hands behind your back with the opposite thumb on top, rolling your shoulder blades together. And then bringing your hands back down to the ground. Tuck your toes under, stepping back to plank, and press back to downward facing dog. Good. Then coming down to child's pose with your knees wide and your feet together, reconnecting with your breath here. Taking one more breath in, one more breath out. Coming up to tabletop. And then from here, we're going to leave our hips and our knees exactly where they are. We're just going to walk our hands forward to happy puppy. Releasing your back and behind your shoulders. This is a really good pose for stress relief. Trying to press your shoulders down towards the mat. Taking one more breath in here. One more breath out. Good, coming back up to that tabletop, pressing back to downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up, step it forward in between your hands, back into that low lunge. Feel if it feels a little bit easier to do low lunge now that we did it. And then exhale back to half splits, pausing here, letting that hamstring really have time to open up today. Flexing that front foot towards your face. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold a little deeper over that leg. Taking one more breath in here. One more breath out. Then we're going to inhale forward to low lunge. Exhale back, half splits. Then inhale forward. Exhale back. Two more, inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale forward. Exhale, press back. Taking one more breath in, one more breath out. Coming back to that low lunge, tuck your back toe under and then inhale your right arm up for a twist. Bringing that hand down, stepping back to plank, and pressing back to downward facing dog. Stepping that left foot through in between your hands, coming back to that low lunge. Same thing on this side. We're going to give ourselves time to really open up our muscles today, not rushing. Pressing back to that half splits, really flexing your front foot and making sure that your front leg is completely straight, but also not hyperextended so your knee is not going to get injured. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, pull a little bit more over that leg, even if it's just a millimeter more. You can move around a little bit to where you feel that stretch is the most useful today. Trying to lengthen your spine as much as you can, taking that curve out, like right where your shoulder blades are, try to bring them back and down like they're going into your back pockets. Then inhale forward to low lunge. Exhale back to half splits. Then inhale forward. Exhale back. The last time, inhale. And exhale. Coming back to that low lunge, tuck your back toe under and bring your back knee up. Coming into that twist with your left arm up and your right arm down. Bring both hands back down, stepping back to plank and pressing back to downward facing dog. Good, inhale, forward plank. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward and exhale, back. Moving at your own pace here. Really working your core, your shoulders, and warming up your spine at the same time. Let's take 2 more of these. Good, and then come forward to plank. Bring your knees down, and then bring your body all the way down to the ground. We're going to stretch out our shoulders a little bit here. So extend that right arm straight out from your shoulder. And then we're going to roll over onto that right arm. Your left leg can come down so that your foot is on the ground. And then you can use that left hand to kind of push yourself more, or you can bring it behind your back. Opening up that right shoulder. You can also always bring that arm to a goalpost or a cactus arm if you don't have room to extend it all the way, or if you want a more intense stretch. Good, coming back to center. We're going to do the counter of that stretch. So we're going to bring that right arm through and just lie down straight on top of your right arm. You can look over towards the left, and your left arm can just be down by your side. And coming back up to center, we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So extend your left arm out, either all the way out or to a goalpost or cactus. And then roll over onto that side. You can press into the ground with that right hand to push yourself deeper, or you can bring that right arm behind you. Taking one more breath in here. One more breath out. Coming back to center, we're going to do the counter pose to that. Bring our left arm just straight through, lying down on your arm. Your right arm can be by your side. And then starting to come back to center, bringing your arms next to your ribs, pressing up to upward facing dog or cobra, and then back to downward facing dog. From here, looking forward towards your hands, we're going to start to walk your hands up to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to come into gorilla pose, bringing our hands all the way under our feet. So your feet come all the way up to your wrist creases. You can bend your knees a lot to do this. You can nod your head yes and no. Still trying to roll your shoulder blades away from your ears, even in forward folds. Releasing your hands from underneath your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Bring your arms all the way out and up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center, pausing here. I know my head is a little cut off, but it's okay. We're going to come into a little mini back bend. So bringing your hands to your lower back. Your fingers can face up or down. We're going to really support our lower back and press our hips forward and look back behind us. Coming back up to center. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, gentle forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to plank. Then just come down to tabletop. From here, we're going to engage our core a little bit. So staying in this tabletop shape, just lift your knees off the ground. I'm pretty sure this is called bear pose. We're just going to hold this for a little bit. Really engage your core, pull it up and in. We're almost done. Keep holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, releasing your knees back down. We're going to start coming into camel. So come up onto your knees. The reason we did a little bit of core engagement before is because it's really important to, even in back bends, really keep engaging your core so you don't injure your lower back. Let's start with our toes tucked under. And then you can start with your hands at your lower back, just like we did standing up. Really press your hips forward. And you can stay here, and that's totally fine. Or you can start to bring your hands back to your ankles. Keep trying to press your hips forward. You can let your head drop back. And then coming back up to center, sit down on your feet. Just take a little break before we do it again. Also, if this hurts your knees, you can like double fold your mat so that your knees have more of a cushion. Coming back up to center. Your knees, your heels can be up this time, or you can untuck your toes and have them flat. We're going to start pressing our hips forward. You can support your lower back, and then you can bring your hands down to your heels. Keep pressing your hips forward, really feeling the stretch in your entire front side of your body. Taking one more breath in, and one more breath out, coming back up to center. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. You can tuck your heels, you tuck your toes this time or not, but we're just going to bring one hand to one heel. So if you can't reach both, try this one. Good, and then coming back up to center, we're going to switch sides. Bring that other hand down to your heel, still trying to keep your hips even, extending your arm. And come back up to center. Sit back on your heels. If you folded your mat, you can bring it back to normal. Try to really pull your core in to help protect your lower back. And then you're going to bring your knees together and come into a child's pose, releasing your back. Your arms can come next to your sides. You can rock side to side. Then coming back up to tabletop when you're ready. Tuck your toes under and press back to downward facing dog. We're going to step either leg towards the front of the room and then turn to the side so you can come into wide-legged forward fold. We're going to stay down, so we're not going to stand up. Making sure before we do anything that your feet, your ankles shouldn't be going out to the side. Your legs should be super strong. You're pulling your ankles in so that your feet can be just flat on the ground. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold to wherever's comfortable to you. You can bring your elbows to the ground. You can hold on to your ankles and try to bring your head to the ground. You can also just leave your hands. You can also walk your hands through your legs and help pull yourself deeper into the stretch. Releasing that, coming up to center. Bring that left arm right underneath your face and inhale your right arm for a twist. Good. And then bringing that right hand down, inhale your left arm up. Coming back to center. Good, we're gonna bend into one knee, coming into side lunge. Your feet stay exactly how they are. Inhale up to center. Exhale, bend into the other leg, making sure your knee is going out towards the side, not in towards the middle. Really protecting that knee joint. Good, inhale up, exhale over. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Keep going like this at your own pace, moving with your own breath. Stretching your inner thigh while strengthening your quad muscle. Good, let's take one more on each side. Coming back up to center, then bringing your hands towards the front of the room, coming on either side of whatever leg you have in front, coming into pyramid pose. So both your legs are straight, but now instead of being in one line, they're on like railroad tracks. So make sure you have about hips width distance or more in between your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down over that front leg. Trying to square your hips here. And then stepping that back foot to meet the front foot in forward fold and just switch legs. So stepping that other leg back. Both your legs are straight. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Really pulling that back hip forward and pushing that front hip back. Good, then bringing both hands down to the ground, stepping back to downward facing dog. Looking forward towards your hands, step your right foot forward And then bring it across your mat, coming into pigeon. So your shin can be as parallel to the front of your mat as you would like it to be. You can even have your foot all the way in towards your hip, or you can bring it up so that it's like parallel with your knee at the top of your mat. Let's stay up before we fold, really stretching that hip flexor first. Trying to roll your shoulders back. And then if you would like to, you can fold down. You can bring your forearms to the ground, or you can bring your arms all the way extended. When you're up, you're getting more of a hip flexor stretch, and then when you fold down, you're getting more of an outer hip stretch. So it's important to do both. Pressing yourself back up to center. Reaching around with that right arm, you can stay here, or you can bring that left foot up and grab onto your foot. Releasing that bind, tuck your toe under and press back to three-legged dog. Bending your knee and opening up your hip. Releasing that foot down, stepping that left foot forward in between your hands, then bringing your foot across to pigeon. Again, you can have that shin as parallel to the front as you want, or you can bring that foot all the way back to your hip. Really pressing into your arms, rolling your shoulders back, looking up a little bit. Pausing here. And then if you would like to, you can start to fold forward, either towards your forearms or all the way down to the ground. Pressing yourself back up, you can bring that left arm behind you, and you can also bring that right foot up, binding with your hand. Releasing that bind, tuck your toe under, pressing back to three-legged dog. And then bend your knee, just releasing that, bringing your foot back down to the ground, coming down to tabletop, and then sitting back on your heels. We're gonna come into frog pose now. So turning to one side of the mat, you're just gonna bring your knees wide, making sure that your ankles are straight back behind your knees. And then you can come down onto your forearms, or you can lie down all the way down on the ground. Really flexing your feet, making sure they're at 90-degree angles from your ankles. Good, so you're trying to make sure your knees are coming right out of your hips. If you can't come all the way down, you can always just stay up on your forearms. Let's take 2 more nice deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, I like to bring my feet together and then press myself back up. We're going to come back to tabletop, cross your ankles, roll back to a seat. Just to kind of counter that stretch, bring one knee on top of your other knee, and then your feet in towards your hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. You can either stay here, or you can fold down over your legs. This is a really good stretch for your outer hips. Coming back up to center, switching which knee is on top. Inhale, lengthen, and either stay here or fold. Good, coming back up to center, extend your legs out in front of you. We're going to come into forward fold. So inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold. You can put your hands right next to your legs, or you can grab onto your feet. Trying to lengthen your spine here. Coming back up to center, let's come into seated tree, bringing that left leg in. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, folding over that right leg. Coming back up, switching legs. This time your left leg is extended. Really flex your foot, lengthen your spine, and fold. Good, coming back up to center, let's come into butterfly. Bringing both feet in. Good, trying to bring your feet as close towards your body as you can. Bring your knees down. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Pressing yourself back up to center. Bring your feet away from you so you have a diamond shape in between your legs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round your spine, bringing your head into your feet. Coming back up, bringing your knees up towards the sky. Then bring your feet about hips width apart or a little wider. We're going to windshield wiper our feet to either side, releasing our hips here. Good, then coming back up to center. Scoot forward so you have enough room to lie down. One vertebrae at a time, releasing down to your mat. And then from here, we're going to come up into bridge pose. So really pressing your hips up towards the sky, making your body one straight line, using your butt muscles to help you push up. And then you can clasp your hands underneath your back, coming up onto your shoulders so the weight is completely out of your neck. We're going to hold here for a few breaths, really using the strength of your legs to keep you up. Feeling that deep belly breathing here. Then releasing back down towards your mat, bringing your knees together, feet wide. Then bringing your knees into your chest, bring them over toward the left, extending your right arm out for a twist. You can press down on your legs with your left hand. You should always twist towards the left first because that's better for your digestion. Good, coming back up to center, then bring both your knees over towards the right. You can press down on your legs, looking over your right arm. Coming back up to center, coming into happy baby, grabbing onto the outside edges of your feet, bring your knees into your armpits. Your feet are straight up towards the sky, trying to keep your tailbone and your shoulders down on the ground as much as you can. You can rock side to side a little bit, massaging your back. And then bringing your feet down to the mat, bringing your feet together, knees wide, one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. Feeling that belly breathing here. Starting to extend your arms and your legs out on your mat. We're going to do a body scan meditation here. Starting from the bottoms of our feet and working our way up to the top of our head, we're going to relax every muscle in our body. Hopefully by the time you get to the top of your head, your entire body will feel completely relaxed. So first, focus on a feeling of peace and relaxation. Imagine that feeling swirling around your toes, completely relaxing them and leaving no stress behind. Letting that relaxation move up through the balls of your feet. And then over the arches of your feet and around your heels. That relaxation swirling around your ankles. And then starting to move up your legs. Your shins are relaxing. Your calves are relaxing. Letting that relaxation move up over your knees. Relaxing up over your thighs and over your hamstrings. Releasing your hips and your glutes. Relaxing your lower belly and your lower back. Moving up to relax your diaphragm and your stomach. And then slowly up over each rib. Relaxing everything underneath it. Your lungs relaxing, your heart relaxing. That relaxation moves up into your shoulders, releasing them down to the ground. Relaxing down your arms, your biceps relaxing, your triceps relaxing. Relaxing your elbows, and then down your forearms. Letting that relaxation move into your hands, relaxing your palms, every finger, and your thumb. Moving back up to your shoulders, letting that relaxation move up your neck, leaving no tension. Moving up over your jaw, your mouth, your cheeks, and your nose. Your eyes relaxing. Those little muscles next to your eyes relaxing. Relaxing over your eyebrows. Releasing your forehead. And then finally, letting that relaxation swirl around your thoughts. Knowing that your entire body is completely relaxed. All your hard work is done, and you don't have to think about or do anything except relax in Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms over your head for one final full body stretch. Hug your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Giving yourself a big hug and thanking yourself for making this time for your mind and your body today. Rolling over onto your right side. Notice how relaxed you feel, and know that you deserve to feel this relaxed more often. Pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat with your hands at heart center and your eyes closed. Thank you so much for coming and practicing with me today. The light in my heart honors and cherishes the light inside of each and every one of yours. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you liked it. I'm going to stop the recording now. So if any of you want to stay and talk, I'd love to talk to you guys.